Regular meeting, October 17th, 2012. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay standing for a moment of silence for our military personnel worldwide. Thank you. I believe we have a special treat tonight. The quartet would want to come up. Well, go ahead and...
First of all, I'm going to let you know who we are.
No.
We're going to do that. Thank you. That's right. Great reading material.
Thank you very much.
Hi there, young lady.
Hi, Doug.
Oh, they have a tour manager and everything. This is great.
Absolutely, yeah. Handouts. Wait, ran out of those, but I think I've got a couple more.
Others.
Oh, hi, how you doing? We got to sing along.
Well, good evening. I'm Doug Berkland, and I am with the Oregon Trail Pitch Pipers. We are a barbershop chorus that rehearses at the Canby Adult Center Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. We were chartered May 2nd, 1967, as part of the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America, headquartered in Nashville, Tennessee. We originally started with 30 men, and 17 months later, in October 1968, with 50 men on the risers in Spokane, Washington, we were Evergreen District Chorus champions. We also sing as the ambassadors from Canby to the Oregon State Legislature. We've done that over the last couple of years. We have a show coming up on Saturday, the 16th of February next year at the Fine Arts Center here in Canby. Show times are at 2 o'clock and 7:30. You can find more information at our website, pitchpipers.org. We have also sung for many events over the years here in Canby, probably one of the most memorable ones. We sang to Save the Depot here in Canby, and I believe it's next May, on the 25th, we will have another show to raise more money for the Canby Depot. Tonight, the Tone Setters are here to sing for you. On the far end, Ken Cox singing tenor. Next to him is Wayne Markham singing lead. Steve Hurst next to him singing bass. And Jerry Herman, our chapter and chorus president, singing baritone.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a song of prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. My home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God
one more last election here. We're going to kind of dream back and think about being at Old Cape Cod. And if there's anything that we can help you guys with in any of your openings or closings or grand openings or anything that we can do for you guys, please let us know.
If you're fond of sand dunes and salty air, with quaint little villages here and there, you're sure to fall in love with Old Cape Cod. Old Cape Cod. If you like the taste of a lobster stew, served by a window with an ocean view, you're sure to fall in love with Old Cape Cod. Old Cape Cod. Winding roads that seem to beckon you, with miles of green beneath the skies of blue. Church bells chiming on a Sunday morn remind you of the town where you were born. If you spend an evening, you'll want to stay, watching the moonlight on Cape Cod Bay. You're sure to fall in love with Old Cape Cod. Old Cape Cod. Lovely Old Cape Cod.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. What kind of brought this on is at our first visioning meeting here last month, there was 4 guys walking around in the outer hallway at the new community center, and Greg walked up to them and said, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" They said, "Well, we sing," and he said, "Well, let's get you up here to sing." So that started it, and they asked if they could come in and do a presentation, showcase our local talent. So we really appreciate it. Great.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
guys.
Very nice.
Okay, we've got another group in here too, the Boy Scouts, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
You gonna sing for us too?
My name is Evan Lundberg. I'm with Troop 505. We meet at the Methodist Church in Canby, and I'm here working on my communications merit badge in order to get Eagle Scout.
Great.
Excellent.
My
Congratulations.
name is Henry Carpa. I'm also from Troop 505, and I'm coming here to work on my Citizenship and Nation merit badge.
Great.
Fantastic.
Great. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, John.
Great. Okay, now we'll go into proclamation here. The proclamation is Bike and Walking Month, whereas for more than a century, the bicycle has been a utilitarian, economical, environmentally sound, and effective means of personal transportation, recreation, and fitness, and whereas the City of Canby encourages the use of bicycles and walking as a means of transportation, and whereas the City of Canby recognizes the bicycle as a legitimate roadway vehicle and therefore is entitled to legal and responsible use of all public roadways, facility in Oregon except highways constructed to interstate standards, and whereas the City of Canby encourages the increased use of the bicycle and walking, benefiting all citizens of Canby by improving air quality, reducing traffic, congestion, and noise, decreasing the use of and dependence upon finite energy sources, and fostering exercise, and whereas the City of Canby recognizes the use of bicycles and walking as viable modes of transportation, endeavors to promote safe and responsible bicycling and walking as committed to incorporating the development of bicycle and pedestrian facilities in the vision of revitalizing downtown Canby, and whereas the City of Canby's Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee, in conjunction with International Bike and Walk to School Day, and the Mayor, encourage all citizens to ride their bicycles or walk to work, to the store, to the park, to school, around their neighborhoods, and with friends, family, and neighbors, to promote the personal and societal benefits achieved from bicycling and walking. Now therefore, I, Randy Carson, by virtue of the authority vested in me as Mayor of the City of Canby, do hereby proclaim the month of October as Biking and Walking Month in the city of Canby, and do urge all of those in the Canby area to support and promote this observation. Given into my hand the 17th day of October 2012 in the city of Canby, Oregon. Is there anybody here for that tonight? I guess not. We'll get that to them. Great.
Yes, it was.
That was a long one.
Okay. So, let's see, we have communications.
None, Mayor.
Okay. Okay, citizen input and community announcements. If there's anybody in the audience that would like to come up and have a moment of our time on the camera that is not part of our regular business, please come forward. Seeing none, we'll go to mayor's business. Let's see, the Thursday, October 4th, I went to the ribbon cutting at Canby Restore. That's for Habitat for Humanity, a new business in town to take used and new building materials and other things that can help individual homeowners, and have them for sale at the Restore over by JV Northwest, across the street from JV Northwest. On Friday, or Thursday, same Thursday and Friday, I was at the Clackamas County Coordinating Committee yearly retreat, a resort at the mountain, Welch's, and that was a very good meeting that we had with about 14 or 15 different mayors and councilors in the Clackamas County area. We also had First Friday on October 5th. Place to be was the recipient of the Cash Mob. And Saturday, October 6th, I was at the Booster Club, Canby Cougar Booster Club meeting, and also the great Canby Herald Chili Cook-Off. That was great. We had lots of chili to eat. And then on Tuesday, October 9th, there was a Chamber and Canby Herald Candidates Forum that we attended. And yesterday, the 15th, I was at the Adult Center for lunch to meet and greet. And today, we basically dedicated our new Canby Police Facility this morning. So thanks a lot for the chief and everybody that took that on, and a great building we have down there. So I believe maybe the chief will have something a little later to talk about that. And I believe that's all for me, I guess. Tracy?
Okay, well, I also attended the Habitat for Humanity Restore ribbon cutting and First Friday and the chili cook-off. And I also went to the police department dedication yesterday as well. And on Monday night, I had the Main Street Promotions Committee meeting, and so we are planning some additions to the Halloween festivities that we do here in downtown. The trick-or-treating will be adding a kiddie parade, so you'll see some ghosts and goblins roaming the street starting at 4:30 on Halloween. They'll go from Cut Sports and come down the road and down First and back up here to Parsons. So it'll be cute to watch those little children dressed up in their Halloween wear. And library board meeting last night, they had a fundraising consultant in, and they were talking about the fundraising strategies, and so we'll be seeing that getting underway real soon. And that concludes my report.
Do we have a change of venue for the haunted house this year, though?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
It
Thank
was
you
at
for
the
mentioning that.
behind-
It was
planning-
behind the planning building. I believe they're using the
Old
old
police
police department building for
So-
the Alice in Wonderland haunted house.
That should just be scary enough in its own right.
I know, right? So, now, with that amendment, that's the conclusion of my report.
The chief said he didn't leave anybody hiding in the corners, I don't.
They were busy. I walked in yesterday and they already had motion detectors set on props, and it surprised me.
You didn't draw
You
down
didn't
on
shoot
anyone, did
anything,
you?
right?
The spiders are still working.
Right?
A couple of things and some comments as well. I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting Shred Day on the 4th. We ended up filling almost 2 shred trucks that day, so great turnout for that. The Chamber also hosted a networking event at Cornerstone Wealth Management that was well attended, so thank again the Chamber for doing that. Nothing to report right now on a Planning Commission front at this time. As the Mayor mentioned, the Clackamas County Coordinating Committee met for their annual retreat, and unfortunately, I was not able to attend. I was in Houston, Texas, on a work adventure. So the mayor and I will be connecting shortly after our schedules calm down with an election, and talk about that and where we're going to go next steps to bring those pieces here to the council, and
A workshop or whatever.
yeah, to discuss what next steps and on the positions that we want to take regarding the C-Force pieces around transportation. Attended the networking event hosted by the Clackamas Business Alliance and Workforce Investment Council. There's some great things going on that front for the business community in Clackamas County, and as well as some workforce development pieces that are underway, which I know several businesses in the industrial park are taking advantage of. And then I also attended the police station dedication the other day. It was well attended, and it was a great representation, I think, from a multitude of agencies, and a testament to Chief and what he's done here and his relationship that he has across Portland. So thank you to the Chief for that. A reminder that on October 23rd from 4 to 6 at Hope Village is going to be the Sequoia Bridge Open House conversation. I'm stealing your thunder, Greg, sorry. So it's an important one. I know that there's a lot of interest in what that project's going to look like and impact. Some questions and for our comments, I guess. First Avenue is nearing completion here. We're coming up on that October 31st due date. Just a reminder, though, to businesses for their employees and owners to be sure to not keep parking in front of businesses and keep them open so that customers can get to those businesses. And that we really need to be mindful of that throughout all of downtown. So if we're going to be there for long periods of time, that we park elsewhere, keep them free. And then I guess question for you, Greg. Has there been some questions have come up about parking in terms of metered time, or not metered, pardon me, not putting in parking meters,
I didn't say that.
but signs denoting like, hour parking or 2-hour parking? Has there been any conversation around that at all?
There is. In fact, there will be a presentation to the council. We did a parking study,
Okay.
and I'm not sure when that is. I think it is maybe the first meeting in December?
Second meeting in November.
Second meeting in November,
Perfect.
is what I said. Which would be the 21st. So November 21st, there will be a presentation of the park. And it does talk about timed parking. They got some 10-hour spots, got some 2-hour spots, 1 hours. But one of the things that they found when they went out, the consultants went out and talked to people, a lot of the businesses wanted those times enforced. So that's going to be one of the recommendations, I think, that will come to the council, that we have some enforcement of that. That would include, of course, police presence and
How do we do
code
that?
enforcement. How do we get there is the thing. So
We increase our staffing to 40 or 40.
we need to put in parking meters, I can see.
No.
Or not.
You said it this time.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But anyway, that is coming on in November, so yeah.
And maybe a comment for the council and the mayor to discuss is I had a lovely conversation with Jerry today about First Avenue, and we didn't quite get through all of my questions and whatnot after about an hour and a half. And I suspect that many of us are probably, as we're coming up on the completion and the punch list for First Avenue, are probably having those questions and conversation. I thought maybe a field trip might be in order for all of us all at one time, so we're all not at one point monopolizing Jerry and Dan and Jesse's time versus all 6 or 7 of us trying to pull them away from the day-to-day. So I was just an idea to put out there, as I'm sure I won't be the only one coming to them over the course of the next 2 weeks to say, hey, do you have some time? So I don't know if that can be coordinated between now and the 31st or what, so.
Remember quorum rules and...
That,
Just need to notice.
We
that's,
just noticed
Yeah.
it.
that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I'm asking
Yeah.
for, that dialogue piece now versus,
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
yeah,
Doing his job.
hey, Joe gets a gold star for today. So,
Accept.
I don't know, I was just throwing that out there
That's good.
as a conversation piece. I don't know if we try to schedule that now, or, I don't know.
No, I think it's a good idea.
Toward the end of the month or closer. The next 2 weeks or a week
Yeah,
and a
probably
half.
within the next 2 weeks, before the 31st. though.
Right.
Yeah, so I've just,
I think once the Canby Utility Board pulls the power lines down and pulls the poles out, then it'll be a big change. And I think that's when we're going to want to, we'll kind of know where they're at that point.
And I think Fridays, some of that's going to happen, I believe. I saw that was the finance department, they're going to be down because they've been told that some of the poles are going to be taken off First Avenue, and the cutover is going to happen for the power, the underground power. So some of that's going to happen Friday.
Great.
But if you notice, between the police department and City Hall, the pole is gone there, that big ugly one with all the wires coming in. It is gone, if anybody's noticed. So,
you did mention last week, or, I'm sorry, maybe it was last week at our URD meeting about looking at the LED light that was put in at
right.
Place to Be, and it's very sharp. I like
Yeah.
it. I think that's going to be a really good addition to,
Yeah.
while you bring that up, I think that's going to be a really nice addition to downtown as we start, or Second Avenue as we start to replace those, but put those in at first as well. I think that's going to be,
Yeah, and that was,
Pretty good.
Jerry Nelson did a lot of work on that, and it was his idea to kind of phase that in over a certain amount of time, because they last much longer, but to start phasing them in so you don't have to do it all at once, it's not a capital outlay all at one time, phase in over a certain number of years, actually, and they last, I don't know, 6 to 7 times as long as the other kind, whatever the other kind are. So, yeah, so it's a good idea to phase them in.
Got an email from Jerry, because I commented on,
Yeah.
saw him put that light up and so went down at night to see what it looked like. And they're trying to put in budget next year for 4 of them and then eventually work it out because they're expensive to get started with. But I thought they looked real nice. You don't have that glowing ball look at, you look at, you know, you're running down, so.
natural clean. So that concludes my questions and comments.
I think we need to put the, when you're talking about parking meters and one-way streets in the same category.
Right there.
That category of let's not talk about those things, yes.
I also attend many of the meetings that they have mentioned, not to go in a lot of detail, but I would really encourage the public to go out and look at the police station. I think Brett, Chief's going to mention a little bit later, I hope, on the open house. And this will be the only time that you're going to get in the police station and get back out. So, yeah, right.
You would have been invited, Gus.
I went to open house at Polk County one time, wound up in jail. And I was, it finally got me out. But anyway, we had, liaisons, nothing with the Historical Society. The transit meets tomorrow at 5:30 in City Hall Conference Room. I attended the OCTS conference meeting this morning, and they're upgrading a lot of their equipment and picture, and so there's a lot of good things that they're dealing with. So encourage you to tune in on, they're trying to get it so where you can tell ahead what some of the programs are going to be, but they're doing a good job, and that real encouraged. So that includes my report.
Mr. Mayor, I likewise attended the Chamber of Commerce Canby Herald Candidates Forum, and last night we had the community visioning on transportation and public safety down at the police department. Very good, well attended, had a lot of great ideas. Thanks to Sergeant Kitzmiller for being at our table. It's great to be with us. Likewise attended the police department dedication. My thanks to Carrie for giving my wife and I a great tour, and the ribbon cutting for Canby Restore. So far as Canby Utility is concerned, I have sadly missed the last 2 meetings due to other city meetings, but I can report that their quarterly reliability stats are out, and as we become accustomed to, they far exceed industry standards. So our thanks to Canby Utility. And as the unofficial liaison to the Clackamas County Fair and Rodeo, I have this year's statistics. The attendance was 125,000. And that is down just over 6.5% from last year, but that's in spite of a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evening that were 97, 98, and 102 degrees, respectively. So it could have been much, much worse. On the other hand, the junior livestock auction netted $255,000. That's $250,000 this year, and that's up 7%.
Wow.
And the rodeo attendance across all the nights was 18,000 folks. So my thanks to Lori Bothwell and her fine staff for just another great, great fun year at the Clackamas County Fair and Rodeo. And that concludes.
I think to go along with that one, just the new paving, or the new sidewalks and paving down there that the community put together, or the city put together, really made a big deal too. And that it was really appreciated by everybody that I talked to when I was down there. So great. Appreciate that.
Comment about the fair. The transit CAD had extended the shuttle until 10 o'clock, and it didn't pay out this year because of the hot weather. Many of the seniors didn't bother to come, so just for information. It's not they're going to give up, they'll do it again next year, but yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I move we go past the consent agenda, approval of minutes of the October 3, 2012 City Council regular meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilor Daniels, seconded by Councilor Dale to approve the minutes, approval of the minutes of October 3rd, 2012 City Council regular meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes 4-0. Okay, we had a public hearing scheduled tonight on the Fred Meyer store gas station, but that's been moved to November 7th, it looks like, for the next council meeting.
Okay, under resolutions and ordinances, we have Resolution 1142. This is authorizing a transfer of appropriations from contingency to capital outlay in the Swim Center levy fund. And if you have questions, Greg can answer them for you.
And I'll just let you know, well, the staff report says it all. During the September annual maintenance downtime 1 week, I believe, they found out that their heater was not working, and so this money is being transferred, would like to transfer it from contingency to capital outlay. And that's exactly what contingency is for, unanticipated expenses like this. So
This is the first, I think, contingency request this year.
as far as I know, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. From any fund, you mean? Not just swim?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think we've got one, had one from any fund.
Any motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move we pass Resolution 1142, a resolution authorizing a transfer of appropriations from contingency to capital outlay in the Swim Center levy fund.
I'll second that.
Yeah, moved by Councilor Daniels, seconded by Councilor Hodgson to adopt resolution number 1142, a resolution authorizing transfer of appropriations from contingency to capital outlay in the Swim Center levy fund. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes 4-0.
Okay, the next item we have is Ordinance 1364. This is authorizing a contract with Hubbard Chevrolet, Wilsonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge, Wireworks of Salem, and Ford Motor Credit for the lease purchase of one 2013 Chevrolet Tahoe and one 2013 Dodge Charger with police equipment packages. And Chief Smith is here to present this item.
Ouch.
Well, I think you have hopefully all the information. I know Lieutenant George prepared a memo on the 24th of September for you to read. I don't think there's anything in here that has not been presented to you from our original budget request, which you authorized at that time, where we've stayed within the budget. The car prices have remained the same in that category, well within the budget we originally requested. The only thing that you'll see that's a little bit different here, what I mean by different is that the Ford Crown Vic that we have is pretty old, is going to be updated to a Charger, which you have that information. And then we have made the requests, again, which you have seen prior on our budget request, is a Tahoe for the K9. We did that last year, and it's worked very, very well. The biggest advantage we have on that is we can transport prisoners in that car as well, and it's been a very, very good car for us. And so we have, again, stayed consistent in that request for a second vehicle of that nature.
Chief, so we have the Supervisor Tahoe, and
Yes.
then now we're adding a second K9 Tahoe?
Yes.
And we have two K9 units?
Yes.
Okay.
We have, and one of the things I'm hopeful that everybody was aware of, we had two canine dogs that were tracking dogs, And what we did is we had another dog that was run and operated by one of our sergeants, Sergeant Tim Warren, that was pretty talented in the sense that we thought it was a real good fit to cross-train that dog, and we now have taken that dog and have trained it for a drug detection, and has successfully passed not only in the state of Oregon, but the state of Washington as well. So really what we have now is we have two dogs that do two different things, and has really opened our opportunities from a department perspective for our investigations or as a useful tool for our department.
The Crown Vic that's being replaced, is that the last one?
No, I believe we have 4 more.
Oh, okay. I know that we got a couple years ago, we made the decision to hold off on some replacement of vehicles, so we're still on a behind, but yet back on this
Yes.
2-year, or the 2 recycling through.
I believe that was, there was a hold on 2010, and we're back on schedule as far as starting that again. I think we have 4 more, and some of those cars, we try not to drive as much. We'll use them for a court car, or a training car, or a backup for K-9, et cetera, like that. So we're able to get as many miles out of it and use as we can, and it's still a safe car from that perspective. But when it's time to rotate, you know, they'll be ready, and we look at that recommendation from our city fleet repair and maintenance person, Joe Witt.
Is Officer Fetters going to have separation anxiety when his Crown Vic goes away?
That's the other one, yes. It's very possible. That is the other one, yes.
Yeah, that price will go up
I gotta say,
for a
he'll just have to drive
separation
less to
anxiety.
keep his car.
Yeah. Thanks, Chief.
Yeah.
Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance number 1364, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and city administrator to execute a contract with Hubbard Chevrolet of Hubbard, Oregon, Wilsonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Wilsonville, Oregon, Wireworks of Salem, Oregon, and Ford Motor Credit Corporation for the lease purchase of one 2013 Chevrolet Tahoe and one 2013 Dodge Charger with police equipment packages for the Canby Police Department and declaring an emergency.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Counselor Hodson, seconded by Counselor Hensley, to adopt ordinance number 1364, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and city administrator to execute a contract with Hubbard Chevrolet of Hubbard, Oregon, Wilsonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Wilsonville, Oregon, Wireworks of Salem, Oregon, and Ford Motor Credit Corporation for the lease purchase of one 2013 Chevrolet Tahoe and one 2013 Dodge Charger with police equipment packages for the Canby Police Department and declaring an emergency. Be coming up for second reading on 7th of November. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks for you.
So I'm going to sit here until you tell me it's okay with new business, and I will do new business.
You know, I think item number 9 says new business.
Isn't that amazing? Very good. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for the kind words, Councilor Hodgson, regarding the police department. But I really want to make sure that I have an opportunity to share with everybody here and communicate it really well that this was a partnership, and a lot of people were involved in this. I want to begin by thanking our city council, our urban renewal agency, because without you guys, we would not have moved forward on that. You have a vision and looked at a lot of different options, not only from a new department perspective, but also a community room, but also an economic development opportunity now that we're out of the downtown, and it changes things, and you begin to have visions that for this city that begin to take shape. And but so it was a shared role. A lot of people had input in that design and participated in that process, and so I want to make sure that it's really clear that I got to come on board here in January 2010 at the right time, at the right place, and got an opportunity to share in that vision that has been perking for quite some time. And so I thank you for that. So with that said, we've moved out officially of the old building last Friday, in the sense that we got it all out of there. as far as our equipment, and now the high school has it for 2.5 weeks as they prepare for the Halloween haunted house, or whatever Alice in Wonderland event. So we're excited about that. We've also cleaned out our storage facility that we had rented for quite some time to handle some of our excess property there. So we no longer have that, and so we have savings there as well. And so we're officially really moved out and cleaned out and in our new facility and working through that, and it's been a good experience, and we've done that very well. And so I want to make sure you guys know that. And the department worked together as a team to do that. We did that as a team, and we did it with no additional really significant cost other than a rental of a rig on that move, and no extra cost to salaries or benefits or anything of that nature. So it was a good experience, and people are very excited about it. So thank you for coming yesterday, for those of you who were able to come. And our dedication, I think, was successful yesterday. We had about 60 representatives there. A lot of law enforcement had come because they're building or hope to build a police department, and they're looking at those ideas. And we have Oregon DPSST was there, everybody interested in that building, not just from a police perspective, but also how things were put together in reference to the community room, a lot of accolades on the parking opportunities and what it presents for the city, and training opportunities as well. So a lot of really positive feedback there. So yesterday was a lot of recognition for those who helped build the department, the architects, the construction firm, but we do have an open house on Monday, the 29th of October. We're opening the doors there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and till 7 o'clock at night, trying to catch as many people as we could with the varied hours there. And so, you know, for tonight, for those who might be watching this, the invitation's open for all. I did see it in the Canby Herald as an invitation for everybody, and we're thankful for them that they would put that in there as an announcement and invitation. So we hope that we can now give some personal attention to our city representatives, our staff who are here, and then our community who can come in and really have that ownership and see what's out there. So there's the invitation there, and very pleased and very excited about what we have. So again, thank you very much.
I can't believe you guys just ran out of that old garage as quick as you did. I mean, you guys are packing up the day that building had the temporary occupancy permit on it. There was people in and out of down here, hauling stuff down. Records and everything were done professionally to make sure they were kept secure, getting down to the new building and all locked up in the new areas. So a great job for the whole police staff. Thank you.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Very, very, very pleased with their performance. No issues with evidence transfer. Records were all intact, and we did it very successfully. So, great.
I just want to thank the chief for the job he did yesterday. I think it was a really class act. I mean, did a great job. People were, I think, very well pleased. And the process, I think, from what everybody said, the people who were involved, PNC, Group McKinsey, and Berg, I mean, they all said it became like a family. I understood, and you squabbled a time or two, but it was still a family thing. So, good job. I think that was.
Yeah, we argued often over what was in the best interest of the city, and part of their job is to represent our interests as well. And I think we have a building that does that. But after we had that all done and said, we all hugged and went on with business. And so. It's been, over a year that we've been working together, and at some point in time, I think it worked out real well.
Well, and one of the things I want to point out that Bill Harper pointed out, that was brought in on budget.
It was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's really important that it was. And people may not know it, but $9 million for that building is really, that's a good deal for a 36,000 square foot building with all the bells and whistles that you've got there. So.
We have a lot of room for expansion with what's completed is finished work, but the city still has an incredible benefit. We still have 11,000 square feet that is available for opportunity for our expansion in other ways, or how the city may seem that to be most appropriate. So we have space, and we have a great facility, and it's something that's going to last a long time. So
I think the open architecture of being able to see kind of from, not quite from one end of the building to the other, but there's a lot of windows and kind of open areas so that people feel comfortable being in there too. They're not crammed into a little cubicle. It's, I think it'll be, working conditions will be definitely good for the guys down there.
Oh, definitely, much improved. But thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
City Administrator's business and reports.
I want to just talk about the vision a little bit, and thank you, Councilor Dale, for mentioning that. We did have a good turnout last night. I was impressed. As Councilor Hensley said, there was a library board meeting last night. There was also a Parks and Rec Committee meeting last night. And there was a lot of interest generated in the presidential debate because of the first one. But we still had 30-plus people in that room. And so I was really excited. And one of the things I was really excited about was I think 7 or 8 of those people were Hispanic. And I'd been able to arrange for an interpreter to come, and they're going to have an interpreter there at the next, all the next meetings from this time on. So I was really excited about that. One of the things that came up last night was that we should try to put that in Spanish language also. I just found something today on Word, I guess it is, where you can translate your document right on your computer. It translates it. And I had no idea. You go under Review, there's an icon over here that says Translate. You hit arrow over here and it goes to Spanish. So, I mean, I was really impressed. So,
Did you show them that fancy feature?
No, I didn't.
well, actually Renata showed me that.
Oh, okay.
So she found it. I don't know how she found it, but anyway, she showed me how to do that. So I was really impressed. I didn't know either, but I showed the mayor that, and it's pretty easy to do. Hit a couple buttons. So next Monday is the next small group meeting, and Tuesday there will be a small group, and Wednesday also. Monday is community, and under community we've got things like the diversity and the small town feel and cultural, arts and culture, that type of thing. That's going to be under the community. And then Tuesday is Parks and Rec, and Wednesday is going to be development and how are we going to grow, what are we going to do, where do we grow, that type of thing. Susie Myers will be heading that group. So I'm pretty excited about the possibilities, and I think we will get good crowds for all of those. November 15th will be the next big group. Tom Olson will be facilitating that, and he'll be basically compiling those 4 small groups and trying to get to some smaller plans and ideas and themes. And we talked tonight about SDCs and capital improvement plans, and this may help generate some new ideas for those capital improvement plans. The community may want to prioritize some of the things that come out of these visioning meetings, and it may mean that we would want to direct our funding towards those items. So I encourage everybody to show up. New ideas are always welcome, and I think the process is working. I'm having a good time liking it.
Greg, what times and where are
Thank
those
you.
meetings next week?
Thank you. They're all 7 to 9 p.m., and they're going to be in the community room of the new police facility, and that's address is 1135
Into
Southwest
Street.
3rd, Northwest 3rd, into 3rd Street. Yeah.
Down past the skate park.
Yeah, down past skate park. And then on the 15th, there will be a meeting at above Cutsforth and Cutsforth Town Hall, and that will be the group meeting on the 15th. And last night, after last night's meeting, I don't know if everybody was there when we set the next meeting, which will be December 4th, for the next transportation and public safety meeting. So, and that's when we start putting meat on the bones, if you will, and start action planning some of these ideas. So,
Great.
I mentioned that CAT will pick up people, and if you call the
Thank you.
CAT office, people who want to come down, and they'll pick you up and bring you down and take you home.
dial a ride.
And
Yeah, if you,
Dial a ride.
Just some-
They wanted what? Did they want 24-hour notice or just that morning?
By
they
24.
called the day before. They like
Day
to
before.
call.
I
the
thought
day
it was
before.
24-hour, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was at least, there was several people on the cat bus last night.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was-
So anyway, thank you for all who were there and could make it, and anyway, it's a good process. I hope to see you all next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Keep moving it forward.
Yeah.
Okay, another citizen input. If there's anybody at this time would like to come up and make any final comments? Seeing none, action review.
If it adopted Resolution 1142, and you've approved Ordinance 1364 to come up for second reading on November 7th, 2012.
No executive session.
No executive session, so I move we adjourn.
I will second.
It's been moved by Counselor Daniel, seconded by Counselor Hodson to adjourn tonight's meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're adjourned. Good night, Canby. See you next month.